Semi-final action from San Pedro Sula in Honduras. Welcome to Concacaf League's second leg of the first semi-final. Estadio Olímpico Metropolitano. Olimpia up 7-1 welcomes Plaza Amador. You see the banner on your screen. No more violence in the stadiums. It was in Tegucigalpa just 3 short weeks ago that an incident involving Alianza and Olimpia resulted in the 6-game suspension for Olimpia of hosting games in their home stadium in front of a crowd. Tonight they play in front of 0 fans, and so the vast majority will be waiting for the result, which is in some ways anticipated. In other ways, we'll have to see out the full 90 minutes. Whether or not they're through to the final in CONCACAF League. 85 degrees and a chance of rain in the forecast tonight. Humidity 56% and 11-mile-an-hour crosswinds in San Pedro Sula, the home of Marathon and Real España, as well as many major moments in the history of the Honduran men's national team over the course of the last 2 decades. But today, it's almost symbolic in its silence. Olimpia home field advantage in terms of its pitch, but not in terms of the pitch and tenor of the crowd that could have been here tonight. A 7-goal advantage, dominant performance for Olimpia in the opening leg. Roger Rojas, Carlo Cosli, Alexander Lopez, Jesus Canales, all the stars certainly made their appearance in the opening leg in Panama City, Estadio Ramel Fernandez, and they never did look back. A dominant opening half that certainly seems to have put this matchup very much in Olimpia's corner. Later on tonight, Santos of Costa Rica will be hosting the second leg of their rivalry against another Panamanian side, Arabe Unido. The winner of that matchup will wait for a mid-October showdown for the CONCACAF League Championship against the presumed winner, the winner that may yet to have started their comeback, Olimpia or Plaza Amador. Players walking towards the tunnel now. A deafening silence, San Pedro Sula. And yet the announcements still made in Honduras to this empty stadium.
Para este partido de la Liga Concacaf Scotiabank.
Teams taking the field. What will be the tenor of this matchup? Truthfully, we don't know yet. Olimpia up 7-1. This merely a pass-through game to reach the final. Well, Plaza Amador, one of the great comebacks in the history of international competition in CONCACAF. The dozens that are in attendance, standing in front of the players, holding the flags. It all looks very similar. The anthem rains down, but no crowd to applaud its conclusion. The first meeting saw 8 goals, 2 red cards, a handful of yellows as well. much to be learned. Will Olimpia take care of their business tonight, or will Plaza Amador make this interesting? A look at the starting lineup for Club Deportivo Olimpia. Tonis Escobar starts in goal again. They do make a handful of changes. Garrido is back from a yellow card accumulation suspension. Alvarez was out due to a red card in the last game. Canales moves into the starting lineup, having scored in the most recent contest, while Javier Estupinan is in for Carlo Cosli, who's out due to a red card. Carlos Restrepo showing the ultimate respect in this game. Despite the 6-goal advantage and 7 away goals in the first matchup, they send out what could very well be construed a first-team lineup on the whole. Joel Aguilar of El Salvador. Between the captains, Escobar wears the armband for Olimpia in Carlo Cosli's absence. Aguilar leads 4 Salvadorans. Zumba and Torres work the touchlines. Mejia is the 4th official. There is an eerie feeling as he walks the midfield, ball in hand. Here's the lineup for Plaza Amador. Most notably, a change in goal. Eric Hughes is unavailable tonight. Samuel Castaneda is in goal. He did start on the weekend against Chorrillo in Panamanian play. Aguish Dixon, Humberto Gomez unavailable. Edgar Aparicio out due to a red card in a fight with Cosli. In the most recent game, Jair Palacios' lineup has 4 changes. Here are the available substitutes for both sides, and no massive surprises. Francisco Bethencourt is available, didn't travel in the first leg, but does for this second make the 18 initially. Jair Renteria did show well off the bench. For Olimpia, Ever Alvarado is healthy enough to move back into the 18, but will not start after dealing with a shoulder injury. No más violencia en los estadios. Incident between Olimpia, Alianza, flares and rocks thrown. And now instead of 20, 30,000 to celebrate their route to the final, Olimpia plays in front of a stadium of 0 in San Pedro Sula. There is still focus to be had on the game at hand. Surely they want to reach Concacaf Champions League. To do so, they need to win the final of Scotiabank Concacaf League in its inaugural season. Second leg, Olimpia up 7-1 over Plaza Amador. And from San Pedro Sula, we are ready for kickoff. In some ways, this is unfettered access to the field of play. Castaneda out to pick it up. All of 23 years old. This is CONCACAF League debut. All the time needed to kick it downfield. Turned by Quijada. Up trots Canales. Tobias. Alexander Lopez, who had a missile of a goal, was the 3rd for Olimpia in the 7-1 drubbing of Plaza Amador. The first of these 2 legs in the semifinal. Tobias pushing forward from the fullback position. Garrido. Palacios. Tobias, overlapping run. Canales gets by his mark of Evans. Garrido, Lopez. It's Chirinos. Cedes to Tobias. Off of Evans in a corner to Olimpia. Plaza Amador led by Jair Palacios, previously the head coach at multiple Panamanian clubs, not the least of which Arabe Unido and Sporting San Miguelito. Trying to restructure this team. Corner to Olimpia. Ball bounces down in the area and gets cycled out. Richard Rodriguez kicking it the other way. Carlos Restrepo, 56 years old. Head man for Olimpia, saying that Plaza's level in the opening leg not in any way indicative of their larger footballing ability. And a player down is Marlon Avila. Chirinos, guilty party there. Kick back to Castaneda. Olimpia leads 7-1 on aggregate. The away leg very much in their favor. The final right around the bend in 3 short weeks. Later on tonight, Santos in Costa Rica play host to Arabe Unido. As one Panamanian side will begin the evening on level terms. For Plaza, no Panamanian side had ever reached the semifinal before. We matched up against the giant of the tournament. Felt in some ways quite unlucky. Ball hangs up for Estupinan. Rojas toward the byline. Rojas sends it across too high. Canales looking for his second goal in as many games. Tobias serves it back across, headed toward Estupinan. Cleared momentarily. Lopez steps it wide. Ball kicked away by Plaza. They try and get out in transition on the counter. Ortega keeping the ball, forcing his way further and drawing the foul. Ortega out of the most recent matchup due to a yellow card suspension, returns to the starting lineup wearing captain's armband on his left bicep tonight. Service for Plaza, and a foul committed. Escobar goes back to work. Lopez. Chirinos driven wide, kept it in and goes to work. Chirinos sending it. Cleared by Blanco. Signed on July 4th. Sky high expectations for him, not only Concacaf League in the Panamanian season. Service across, yanked down by the young goalkeeper Castaneda. His fourth start of the Panamanian season came over the weekend. They're 10 games in and have pulled 20 points away. It's opening 10 affairs with the schedule congestion that comes playing in CONCACAF League at the same time. Palacios. Garrido. Lopez will try the right again. It's Alvarez. Scored a crucial goal against Donawalance in the opening series of the tournament around of 16. Alvarez played again. Lopez from the halfway line. Luis Garrido. Alvarez. Carabali controls away from Roger Rojas. Alvarez stepping in. Murillo for Plaza. Fries. Rodriguez. Bit of space. The blue-clad Plaza side. Evans. Tobias the slide. Rojas. Stupinan couldn't swim in. Stupinan taking the spot of Carlo Cosli. Was scored 4 times in this tournament, the joint leader alongside Roger Rojas. Olympia side that scored 13 times now in 5 games. Rodriguez. 10 minutes in. Olimpia holding on to their 6-goal advantage. 7-1 in the opening leg for Plaza Amador in San Pedro Sula. For Plaza, hasn't gotten any worse, but it has gotten any better. Tobias watches it out. Garrido. Alvarez. Reversing, pocket picked. Here comes Murillo. Murillo is showing good pace still. Sought Sinclair. Hata threw an arm just a bit high. Trinos fell over. Murillo waiting still. Ortega. Murillo. Rodriguez. Evans. Evans serving and caught by Escobar. Plaza really buzzing around right now. It was in the 12th minute that Olimpia began to turn the tide. Carlo Cosli's unimpeded header giving the Hondurans a 1-0 lead. Panama City in the opening leg. It's a good touch by Chirinos. Chirinos playing it for Estupinan. Cleared out for a corner to Olimpia. See if Estupinan can find his first goal of the tournament. Rojas at the back post. Steered out by Kadir Evans. We'll do it again. Punched away. Rodriguez will collect and clear further. Castaneda didn't just enough. Comes back to Lopez, who was onside. Slides it further now. Canales. Serving, had it down. Shot laced in. Saved away twice by Castaneda from Quejada. And Evans got it out. Jaw-dropping save from Castaneda. Alvarez. That was still on its way in without the second hit on it. Remarkable Castaneda. Canales. Tobias reaching down for that ankle, his second year with this Olimpia side. Canales widening out again. That took a deflection. Castaneda has picked it up. Quejada robbed a short moment ago. San Pedro Sula in Honduras. An empty stadium tonight. A penalty extracted against Olimpia. This is the first of a 6-game sentence. Chirinos. Actually did lose it. Blanco sends it wide. Out of there. Marlon Avila slow to his feet. Previously in Chepo and Sporting San Miguelito. Skips to Escobar. Lopez. Back to Palacios, the 30-year-old Honduran. Garrido. Contact from behind by Sinclair. Brought down by Alvarez. Ortega reversing. Lopez ending the run forward for Plaza. Setting it up for Olimpia. Rojas the target. Sinclair. Sinclair wasn't able to take it any further. Rodriguez! Escobar makes the save. If Plaza is to turn this thing around, Escobar won't have to make saves like that. That was on target. A fine hit by Richard Rodriguez. Well done by Escobar. Corner for Plaza. Rodriguez again. We'll get a second look. Toward the byline, keeping still. Rodriguez into the area. Rodriguez steering away. Legs kicking. Rodriguez trying to scoop through, trying to do this all on his own. Finally, a tug at the shorts from Murillo. And ball to Olimpia. Avila. Murillo. Avila front running. He's gotten through. Avila has rounded Escobar. Sends it back. Ball shot in by Murillo. So Plaza's got one at the 20-minute mark. Second goal of the tournament for Murillo. That's a really well taken side volley. Scissoring it towards the net. His foot still planted. All set up by the hard work of Marlon Avila. Murillo, one of the leading scorers, LPF so far, Panamanian National League. Taken very well. 20th minute, 1-0 to Plaza. Not to lessen the impact of the moment, but they need 6 more. They need 7 to turn this around. They got 6. They would still trail on away goals. So a long way to go. Palacio sending it wide. Chirinos circling. Lopez met by Murillo. Murillo is fouled by Lopez. Looks good for Murillo. Ball played into the area again. Ricochets back. They're looking for a handball. It won't come. The target was Sinclair. Rodriguez up the far touchline, and Plaza looking to find a second. Estupinan gave chase. Mendoza. Carlos Restrepo does not want to see this lead dwindle. He said he had a moral obligation with his team. Take this as seriously as they can. Estupinan stepped out to Avila. Lopez got hit in the face. Arm flew up from Murillo. Empty stadium tonight. Flares shot onto the field in the dying moments against Alianza. And Olimpia hosted in Tegucigalpa, so the match moved to San Pedro Sula, and for 6 consecutive Concacaf events, Olimpia will play in front of a closed-door crowd. Lopez will trot off. Blood streaming. So the trainers will have to handle that situation now. Hold-up play from Estupinan. He was fouled. Alexander Lopez is off the field for now. He would primarily be, well, you'd see, taking this kick. He may well return. He has. So Canales, Lopez, Quijada standing by. Castaneda waiting for the opportunity. It's Lopez on the right. Canales straight away. Quijada. Jesus Canales, ball knocked down. Estupinan off the side and out. Castaneda making the stop. Canales, a dipping ball. A lot of spin. Estupinan from a very tight angle. Couldn't knock it home. Castaneda kicks it away. Off of Tobias. Throw to Plaza. Goal 20 minutes in. Jose Murillo. Mendoza reversing all the way back. Garrido couldn't take it for Olimpia, and the foul. Garrido eventually called. Garrido tossing aside Daniel Blanco. Rodriguez, a quick restart, trying to play it through. Opportunity, Sinclair. Very cheeky from Plaza, looking for another. Excellent run, but the strike not good enough. Johnny Palacios trying the right, turned it over. Ball forward from Ortega. Murillo, Palacios did not lose it over the touchline. Good run for Ortega. Ortega's gonna have a go. Outside the post. Empty stadium tonight, half-hour mark nearing. San Pedro Sula. Olimpia serving the first of 6 games. Punishment, result of events occurring at the end of their match against Alianza, in which they broke through into the semifinal. 40,000 capacity in San Pedro Sula. Olimpia actually opened the stadium against Marathon in 1998. Straight up the right. This ball will hang up long enough. Avila in on Tobias. Poked it away. Ricochets down. Ball served toward the area by Evans. Palacios is there. Chance to counter for Olimpia. Chirino serves. Estupinan reversing. Tobias again. Service. Popped into the air. Rojas, a header. Cleared out. There's Lopez. Squared for Quijada. Rodriguez defensively for Plaza. Avila. Estupinan couldn't get there in time. Seven goals to 2, the aggregate advantage in favor of Olimpia. Their 7 goals all coming away to Estadio Romel Fernandez in the opening round. This the second leg of the semifinal in Concacaf League. Ball tapped through. Obvious forward for Olimpia. Garrido. Canales. Canales still going, slipped it through. Estupinan looking for a foul or handball. Neither against Mendoza, who slid down to the ground. And Plaza speeding back the other way. Ortega, foul. Caught by Castaneda. Two teams with very different histories in international competition. Two countries that could say the same. Olimpia, a 30-time Honduran champion, has been in every edition of Scotiabank CONCACAF Champions League in its 9 iterations. If they win this tournament, they'll be in for a 10th. For Plaza, they were in it last year. Sinclair, Rodriguez. Big piece of turf coming up as Palacios went in. Olimpia, the expectation was to get this far. They were the favorites. Jonas Escobar, second member of our broadcast team. Richard Rodriguez lining it up for Plaza Amador. Rodriguez hit that too high. Lopez, bouncing ball handled by Plaza defense. Sinclair. Rodriguez spun away from Estupinan. Mendoza. Tobias won the header. Plaza wins the throw. They scored in the 20th minute. Jose Murillo scoring his second goal of the tournament. He scored against Walter Ferretti as well in the first minute. Ended up winning that 2-1 against the Nicaraguan side. Portmore United in the first round finished 1-1 on penalties. Rojas. Alvarez. Rojas again. Rojas cutting toward the byline. Out by Fries. Alvarez toward Estupinan. Big collision. Rodriguez turned it over. Canales. Lost it himself. Ortega the defense. Tejada kept it in. And now rushes forward. Ball lobbed over the top. It's too far. Castaneda ushering the ball out. Jair Palacios making a series of changes to his lineup after their 9-match unbeaten streak was snapped mercilessly by Olimpia. Lopez. Alvarez does well to keep it alive for Olimpia. Playing it through now. Canales. Skips off of Carabali. Corner Olimpia. And a quick restart. Palacios. Service. Snapped header. Rojas was offside. Tobias. Met by Avila. Garrido switching. Palacios gesturing. Lopez. Tobias. Chirinos throws his arms out, waiting for the foul. In the end, they allow play to continue. Lopez. Rodriguez stepped in. Estupinan kept it. Canales for Olimpia. Chirinos. Service over the area, backing up. Estupinan over the bar, snapping his head back in disgust. Bit unlucky that it stayed in play as it was. Rojas had that pinball between him and the defender. 42nd minute. Plaza leads 1-0 in this game. Trails 7-2 on aggregate. Olimpia 7 away goals in the opening leg and a 7-1 victory. And more or less put this matchup to bed before the second leg even began. But Plaza trying to spring the upset. They have 1 goal. They'll need 6 more. Chirinos. Palacios. Estupinan. Canales short-armed it. Garrido. Lopez. Lopez stepping forward, low shot. Never had a chance. Look over at times for Eric Hughes. Castaneda did last year. He dealt with muscle injuries over the course of the season. This is an unnecessary and high arching tackle by Garrido. Rodriguez back to his feet. Blanco. Sinclair will chase further. Escobar plays out of pressure. Alvarez. Up the line, flicked further. Kept in by Olimpia. They have a numerical advantage now. Canales. Play continues on. Sliding down Avila. Estupinan couldn't take it away, and the referee provides the backstop to keep the attack on for Olimpia. Garrido lofted to the left. Chirinos around the corner. Popped up. Castaneda. And now whistle against Chirinos. Very clever initial touch. Rounded the corner well. Trying to go between the keeper's legs. One minute for Olimpia to try and keep this from being a rather underwhelming opening half. Lopez dipped down to Chirinos. Lopez. Estupinan. Alvarez. Estupinan trying to get back to his feet. Alvarez collects again. Ball knocked down. Castaneda holds on. Stoppage time has run out for this opening half. 45 minutes complete. 7-2 the aggregate. Olimpia still leads in this second leg, a 1-0 advantage. Jose Murillo scoring in the 20th minute. The lone goal on the scoreboard tonight in San Pedro Sula. Olimpia up by 5 on aggregate, but at halftime in the second leg, Plaza Amador 1, Olimpia 0. opening half highlights between Olimpia and Plaza Amador. It's a 7-1 advantage for Olimpia entering the evening, all on away goals, as it's a rather quiet atmosphere. No fans allowed in the stadium tonight. Roger Rojas driving in early. Olimpia, one of the great opening chances over the head of Canales. They'd have more opportunities in this opening 45. Canales, an open net. Simply, the ball did not dip toward his head. Canales here moving forward and serving the ball. Wide open opportunity. Two great saves by Castaneda. Alvarez heading it down. Quijada driving the ball toward the net. Two excellent saves, just phenomenal. Moving forward, Canales turning it over. Rodriguez trying from distance. And Escobar making a good save of his own for Olimpia to keep Plaza Amador off the board early. But it would not last. Ball played through. Avila arrives at the byline. Escobar off his line. Murillo serving the ball into the net with great pace and tenacity. 1-0 to Plaza Amador in the 20th minute. 7 goals to 2 on aggregate. Still a dominant advantage for the home side tonight in Olimpia in San Pedro Sula. So a 1-0 lead on this excellent run by Avila and the corresponding finish by Murillo. And it was game on for Plaza Amador as they tried to find what will end up needing 6 more goals. But a early moment of joy for Jair Palacios. This a good save by Castaneda as Lopez was out and Canales took this effort from distance. Lopez would return on this play after a early nosebleed. And a chance to find a second goal. Sinclair scuffing the ball off his cleat on what was a heady ball through, right off the training ground. It would stay 1-0 to Plaza Amador. Canales driving in later on in this opening half. Estupinan. It was a clear ball off the forearm of the defender, Mendoza, but he was going toward the ground and bracing his fall. Chirinos here driving it in. Estupinan flicked it just high of the bar. Yet another good chance for these two sides in the opening half. And Garrido finding Chirinos. Would try and do it all on his own, circling around behind Avila. The save enough from Castaneda. Chirinos scored in the opening leg. He's looking for another fine finish. Didn't hit that nearly well enough to beat Castaneda. Another late chance in this opening half. Alvarez, Castaneda there to make the stop, palming it down and holding on. And at halftime, it was 1-0 to Plaza Amador. Here are the halftime statistics from the opening 45 minutes. In a stadium's attendance of 0, 12 fouls in total. Olimpia dominating the possession. Plaza, of course, has the lone goal. 4 good saves from Castaneda in the opening half. Escobar making just 1. But Plaza still has a 6-goal deficit from which they need to dig out if they have hopes of advancing to the final. At halftime in San Pedro Sula, Olimpia leads 7-2 on aggregate. But it's Plaza Amador 1, Olimpia 0.
absolutely astounding.
Well, down at the moment, it's Chicharito! Acosta! Golazo!
God, and this could be a huge moment.
And isn't that a delicious finish?
Looking to go down the line. Hara!
Chile, campeón de la Copa América Centenario.
Welcome, everyone. The first goal of the tournament. Oh, the way that ball just moved around. And the young man, after lots of persistency, lots of work, put it right through it.
Gold Cup final day. What a proud moment for the players. It is Altidore! The ball flew into the back of Dwayne Miller's net. The big Jamaican couldn't keep this one out. A lot of yellow shirts in there, a lot of tall men as we know, an equaliser. Jamaica are on the score sheet. Jerome Watson. Decent ball in, not very far away, winning goal! Jordan Morris has brought the stadium to its feet. Victory goes to Bruce Arena and the United States of America.
What an exciting second half we have on tap for you here in San Pedro Sula. Olimpia, a 7-2 aggregate advantage, trailing 1-0 to Plaza Amador. So many questions left to be answered in the second leg of this semifinal in Scotiabank Concacaf League. The referee looks over. He's got the agreement to continue on, and the white jerseys of Olimpia will attack left to right. Plaza Amador in blue and red, right to left. A very eerie event tonight in San Pedro Sula. A stadium of zero. Loudest noises emanating from the field itself. A stark contrast to traditional experience in Honduras. Donis Escobar did keep his team on the field after the opening half, trying to implore more from his Olimpia teammates. Clearly, he felt that they had more to give in the opening 45 than they had. Whether or not they'll be able to come away with a win here may end up being academic in the end, but something that Carlos Restrepo made quite clear he expected from his side tonight. Thumbing through by Lopez, stooping on, couldn't take that away. Rodriguez up the right and recovers again. Sprays up the right-hand touchline. Not a bad look for Plaza. Can they keep this in? It did get out over the byline. Murillo was the target. The result would have been the same either way. Avila looked like it just had skirted over the line by the time the ball was struck back across. Well, Aguilar, El Salvador, the referee. Olimpia right now in 7th place in their league in Honduras. Plaza Amador first in Panama, tied with Rabe Nido, who will play tonight for the other finalist berth in the inaugural Scotiabank CONCACAF League against Santos de Guapiles of Costa Rica. Foul near the edge of the area. Plaza will have a free kick. Murillo fouled. Palacios enters the referee's book. First yellow card of the match comes in the 48th minute. Palacios, who dealt with an Achilles injury, cost him 3 months of playing time last year. It's Sinclair on the left. Donis Escobar. His number stamped into that right-hand glove as he steers his wall into position. 5 across should Rojas arrive as well. Struck for Plaza up and over. Never did test Escobar. It's Richard Rodriguez, who's taken the vast majority of set piece opportunities for Plaza so far tonight. 4 minutes into the second half. And Plaza's 20th minute goal, the difference maker this evening. It's 7-2 Olimpia in the two-legged series to this point. Carabali. Canales, who puts it back in play. There's Canales again. At the byline, Alvarez. Garrido trying to lob the keeper. Did he bring it into his net? He did not. Castaneda almost carried that in. Great presence of mind to hold his arms out. Even then, it quite nearly wasn't enough. Garrido. Canales. Chirinos. The cutback taken by Evans. Evans reversing. Estupinan provided the pressure. Rojas will chase this toward the corner flag, and it's out. And a quick set piece taken by Olimpia. Chirinos. Lopez. Lopez will strike. Mendoza, the initial clearance. In the corner that will come with more thought this time from Olimpia. Lopez, Quijada. Mendoza, back for Murillo. Long run for Murillo, and Tobias arriving concurrently. Castaneda to his end line. His debut in the tournament tonight, played twice in Scotiabank Concacaf Champions League for Plaza Amador last year. Finished with a win, a loss, and a couple draws against Herediano and Tigres. They beat Tigres, League MX, and the eventual runner-up in Scotiabank CONCACAF Champions League last year. Of course, Tigres getting out of the group. But showing very well. Lopez trying to drag through. Rojas could not. Lopez collects again. Lofts over the top. Chirinos outpaced him. Plaza had shown well in last year's Scotiabank CONCACAF Champions League. They played two very tightly contested series early. For Olimpia, they're used to this level of competition, if not higher. 9 appearances in Scotiabank CONCACAF Champions League in its 9-year history. If they win this tournament, they'll make it a 10th and 10 starting early stages of 2018. Twice they've won CONCACAF's largest club prize. An Olimpia side that expected to be the favorite. Palacios skied it into the air. For Olimpia, they may have played the two very toughest opponents they could in the first 2 rounds. Through ball, well played, opportunity sliding down. No whistle, play continues. Alvarez coming up. Estupinan swept it aside, sought Rojas. Rodriguez. Plaza looking to start their comeback. Sinclair. Off of Palacios. For Olimpia, the longer this stays at 1-0, the better off they are. And to their credit, they've come out playing as if they want to increase their lead and not simply sit on 7-1. It's been a rather entertaining match. Yellow card to Blanco. Olimpia defeated Alajuelense of Costa Rica in the opening round. Costa Rican side firing their coach shortly thereafter. 3-0 on aggregate. And then Alianza, El Salvador at 3-2. Canales sends that towards the fans. Can Olimpia make a run in Scotiabank Concacaf League? Yes. They are the favorites. And whether it be Santos, Costa Rica, or Rabe Anido awaiting them in the final, one would think they'll be the favorite then too. In Scotiabank CONCACAF Champions League in the spring, they also have a good history against opposition. Costa Rica, Major League Soccer of Liga MX. They're the standard bearer in CONCACAF in this area over the course of the last decade and beyond. Ball fired from distance, clear of the post. One nothing to Plaza Amador and San Pedro Sula at the present moment. 57th minute. Olimpia leads 7-2 in the aggregate totality. Sent upfield by Castaneda. Second leg in Honduras, Estadio Olímpico Metropolitano. It's been the site of so many massive games in Honduran lore over the last 20 years. Lopez slipped for Alvarez. And if not for a opening salvo that was rather savage from Olimpia, 7 goals away to Panama City. I would think this matchup would have even more juice than it's already had. It's been a good one. Lopez chipped it through Rojas, his target. So Castaneda goes back to work. He started 25 games last year. He had started 5 in the previous 5 in total. Taking the opportunity in front of him. He's started 4 of 10 games in the professional league in Panama so far this year, splitting time with Eric Hughes. Carabali. So a free kick to Canales and Olimpia. Canales swung it in, popped by Mendoza. The corner to Olimpia. Service headed down to Stupinan. Couldn't keep it down far enough. Castaneda gliding into his own net. Crisis averted again. Escobar. Plaza's time running short. They'll need 6 goals from the next 30 minutes plus stoppage if they're to move on to the final. Alvarez. Canales chasing after. Canales fouled. Ortega extending out. Castaneda, the voice trying to guide this wall. It'll be Jesus Canales. Canales swiped it wide, and yet again another free kick goes begging. Palacios reversing. Escobar made that a bit tighter than perhaps need be. Olimpia waiting to make a change. Rojas. Chirinos. Chirinos from behind. That is a clear yellow card. It's Kadir Evans, who's making his Concacaf League debut. Comes in the 63rd minute. It's Lopez over the ball. Castaneda again to work. Alexander Lopez, service. Castaneda was run over by Alvarez. Alvarez helping up Castaneda. Alvarez, 21 from San Pedro Sula. Scored against Alajuelense, proved to be the series deciding goal. Fries. Murillo. Turning twice, keeping it despite the pressure. Through ball for Fries. Alvarez. The announcement for Kadir Evans, yellow card. It's Ortega. Murillo back to his feet. Couldn't find him. Instead, Luis Fries reverses. Back for Sinclair. Sinclair pushed from both sides, and Garrido got a hand up. Free kick. Carlo Cosli unavailable tonight due to a red card picked up in the first leg. Edgar Aparicio, a red card of his own in the same scuffle. And so, the first change is Brian Moya checking on. And Estupinan, who is tasked with filling Costly's spot, coming off. Estupinan, who scored 13 goals a year ago. Look at the previous foul again. Garrido getting his hand up high on Ernesto Sinclair and shown the yellow card. He's already missed a game to yellow card accumulation in this tournament. Will it be Sinclair or will it be Rodriguez? Sinclair lines it off the wall. Rodriguez poked it out of play. Sinclair. Back to Olimpia. One has to simply appreciate the effort with which Plaza Amador has played tonight. Alvarez trying to cut back. A team that is defensively so proud. One that allowed just 18 goals in the entirety of last year's Clausura and Apertura seasons combined. Allowed 7 in the first leg. At this point, shutting out Olimpia in San Pedro Sula. They have given a tremendous effort tonight. Lopez. Moya widening out. Tobias plays him now. Chirinos. Lofting. Mendoza popped it up. Lopez. Struck the through ball. Rojas. Alvarez. Alvarez crossing now. Canales came running through. Garrido on the back pass, turned it over on the deflection. Murillo sprinting ahead. Sinclair deflected out. Palacios. Fries. Renteria waiting to come on. Flag up against Murillo. Richard Rodriguez will step out. Jair Renteria, with Alianza and Toro in Panama, coming on. He debuted in league play. The most recent game against Chorrillo, scoring an immediately ingratiating goal with the fan base. Injured player checked for Olimpia. Restrepo motioning toward his bench. Gata very easily could have scored for Olimpia earlier if not for Castaneda making not one but two great saves on one play. Moya still. Moya, corner flag whipping away. Chirinos, chance now, Tobias. Set aside Karabali. The foul against Garrido. He's playing on a yellow card. Change is coming. Gerson Rodas has come on. So too is Jorge Benguche. So all three subs are on now for Olimpia. Renteria. Renteria fouled from behind by Alvarez. Alvarez trying to get his leg around. Garrido and Canales, the players who came off. Rodas, Benguche, players who came on at the 73rd minute. Ernesto Sinclair or Murillo into Escobar. Benguche. Avila speeding through. Renteria nearly slid out. Kept it still, Ortega. Ortega fouled at the far touchline. Kadir Evans to put the ball back in play for Plaza Amador with a quarter hour to go. Alvarez, the initial defensive header. Plaza wanted the handball as that skidded down along the arm of the defender. Lofted over the top, it's brought down. Mendoza, not a second touch needed to guide it through. Moya got the ball through. Rojas, the target. Kept alive now, Lopez. Up the left-hand side. Chirinos back to Rojas. Knocked down and corralled by Castaneda. Better look than we've seen in a while. Great interchange between the two, and Castaneda doing enough to go back out and grab that. Eight goals in the first leg. One so far in the second. Olimpia, a 7-2 aggregate leader. Their ticket to the final in Concacaf League closing in their grasp. 14 minutes in stoppage time separate them now. Plaza would need 6 goals to turn this around. Plaza fighting on in spite of those very long odds. Evans. Rodas. Advantage played to Olimpia. Moya. Lopez snapped it through. Chirinos trying to hold off his defender and nearly did. Chirinos losing his feet as he tried to guide that toward the net. Ortega, the player, down. Just one change so far for Plaza. Ortega's back to his feet. There, Palacios looking down his bench. Looking for solidity, he said. Committed to the shirt, to the Plaza identity. There are positives to take in the building that he wants to do for this Plaza side moving forward in Panama. They are first in their league. That great run of form won't simply end because they leave Scotiabank Concacaf League one round prior to their dream, hope, expectation. Alvarez. Danger still. Moya tossed his defender off the ball. Angel Perez, 17 years old, comes on for Ernesto Sinclair. His first international competition at the senior level.
Camilla, Camilla.
Plaza charge down. And being helped off. Hard hats might simply be an unnecessary accessory tonight. Evans trots back on. There's Perez. Tomaso Santos is waiting at the near touchline to make his appearance. Rojas still, Rojas rolls it in. Goal number 5 of the tournament. He leads the way in Concacaf League as he has in international competition past. 1-1, 8-2 on aggregate. Rojas, a settling touch, guiding it through. A poised, not understated finish. And Olimpia has an 8th goal in this series, a 14th through some 6 games. Andre Rojas in the 81st minute has counteracted Jose Murillo's goal in the 20th. Rojas scored in both legs against Alianza. And he scored in both legs again in the semifinal, which makes you wonder what's left in the final from one of the great scorers for Olimpia. Club's all-time leading Scotiabank Concacaf Champions League scorer with 8 in total. A yellow card. And that is a second for Daniel Blanco. Blanco is sent off in the 83rd. Blanco trying to plead his case, but he'll walk off here, leaving Plaza to 10 the rest of the way. The Venezuelan from Caracas on his way out. Olimpia will look for something more here than simply a draw at home in San Pedro Sula. It's Rodas. Didn't hit that well enough. Versus Rodas, who missed the opening leg. Santos de Guapiles taking on Arabe Nito in the second semifinal. The winner, it appears shortly, will face Olimpia in the final, the first ever Scotiabank CONCACAF League. Handball clear against Chirinos. It's a more complex road to the finals than this result would tell you. Anoalense 3-0, Carlo Cosli scoring in that affair. In the second minute, Anoalense never quite recovering, falling 3-0 on aggregate. Then Alianza, an away loss and a 3-1 home win in the final seconds. Carlo Cosli scoring the go-ahead goal in the 5th minute of stoppage time. Murillo lost the handle. Perez. Now Perez has it poked away. 7-1 win in the opening leg. Made this their easiest round yet. Kicked away from the substitute Santos. Now the attack on for Olimpia. Rojas. Chirinos. Chirinos again. Chirinos in. Castaneda. Michael Chirinos saying from the very beginning, we have an obligation to win this tournament, these individual matchups. He's done quite well. Castaneda came up grabbing for his lower right extremity. Castaneda will be looked at. All three substitutes have been used on both sides, so he'll need to continue on, or we'll see a rather drastic finish for Plaza, already down to 10 men. The initial goal by Murillo in the 20th minute. A fine strike. Chirinos pushing on and finding Roger Rojas in the 81st. 1-1. Rojas taking away the moral victory that may have come from this game for Plaza, at least at the moment. Ball back in play. Castaneda will continue on. All he needs to see out another 2+ minutes of this. Olimpia, a deserving finalist in Scotiabank Concacaf League. Of this, there can be no doubt. A strong institution, according to Plaza Amador. The foul by Moya. And yet Jair Palacios felt that it was a rare loss, the way they lost Stadio Romel Fernandez in the first leg. Plaza took so much pride in being the first, along with Arabe Unido, team from Panama to reach the semifinal of a major cup competition within CONCACAF. Arabe Unido still level with Santos entering the evening, and so they may be through to the final. But for Plaza, they have shown well in this second leg, despite what was a off-putting opening leg. Saw them trail by 6. Thanks to 7 away goals by Olimpia in Panama just a short week ago. Chirinos. Chirinos navigating still. Chirinos laying it across. Son Albenguche. 21-year-old Honduran. Castaneda crawling back to his feet. And Taria wouldn't play Murillo. Bounces off Mendoza. Chirinos through. Rojas! Knocked down. Castaneda still alive. Castaneda picks it up. Rojas could have had a brace. Could have had a 6th of the tournament. He'll need to settle for 5. But still 3 minutes of stoppage time to be played. Plaza playing down a man. Trying to salvage a draw. San Pedro Sula. Alvarez. Play will come back. Plaza felt they had advantage. Castaneda boops it away. Alvarez. Through ball for Chirinos. Castaneda may have misjudged it slightly, but was able to get out, provide the kick needed. He's gone back to his net now. Chirinos. Plays it through. Chirinos. Laying off. Deflection. Chance still for more for Olimpia. Moya swinging. Header. Castaneda at the byline. Olimpia will play in front of a closed-door stadium again in the final of this tournament. Surely there will be some level of disappointment to all that. Whether they face Santos de Guapiles of Costa Rica or Rabenito of Panama. But tonight they have, for the moment it appears, gotten a result at home. Already up 7-1 on aggregate to seal their way into the final. Moya. Moya around the edge. Playing it back across, turning around Rodas. Lopez. Lopez strikes! Off target. Referee, whistle in mouth, checks his watch. Good performance tonight by Samuel Castaneda, 23 years old in his Scotiabank Concacaf League debut. A shame that this will be it for him. Castaneda kicks it away, and Olimpia is through to the final in Scotiabank Concacaf League. They draw in San Pedro Sula tonight, and Donis Escobar allows just 2 goals in the series against the Panamanian side, Plaza Amador, to advance 8-2 on aggregate. Jose Murillo in the 20th, Roger Rojas in the 81st to respond. Respect shown between these two teams. Plaza finishing with 10, down 7-1, entering the second leg, and still giving out a appreciable effort tonight in San Pedro Sula. Olimpia is through to the final in Scotiabank CONCACAF League. They await Santos de Guapiles and Rabenito's arrival. 1 of 2 will face them in 3 short weeks. It finishes tonight 1-1, and on aggregate, Olimpia 8, Plaza Amador 2. Good night.